my name is Ran Polyak, and the previous session talked about money and how you manage money. I want to talk about how you spend money. I'm doing innovation for many, many years. My background is in the industrial design area, so I know much about consumers and user interface, less about strategics of where to deploy money and how about efficiencies of this. I want to take you through a few case studies that we've done in the last years. In general, we have a group of companies. Namely, it's a group of friends that started 15 years ago to work together. Throughout the years, we developed different solutions to big problems, some of which failed, some of which succeeded. And I want to talk to you about bridging the gap between technology to consumers. From our perspective, and again, this is my personal kind of journey. It's not intended to pitch or to suggest anything other than our own experience. We were very, very passionate about trying to bridge the gap between technology to consumers, and as an Israeli company, which is not very common, to take it all the way through. To take it all the way through partnerships, but to make sure that the user experience is something we're actually in charge of. With that, I want to share with you 4 case studies that we have in different companies we own. Just as a background, we have in our group currently 10 portfolio companies, but I'm not going to touch upon them, but rather on a few of the case studies. So PowerMet is, many people know PowerMet as a wireless charging company. However, if you look at the problem that we try to solve, we always look at the short-term problem and long-term problem. Short-term, I think everybody can associate or with the anxiety level associated with the batteries going out. Batteries going out of cell phone, meaning no communication. You cannot communicate, you cannot do anything. At the same time, I think it's fair to say that the sockets in the wall are going to disappear. It doesn't make sense anymore that everything becomes wireless, and energizing our devices will keep coming from the socket that have not changed for the last 100 years. So about 10 years ago, we started around this idea. Nikola Tesla clearly invented this whole domain. We tried to deploy it and give access to consumers. We went through retail. We went through a lot of ups and downs, and some of the Israeli folks here knows what ups and downs looks like. And with some ecosystem partners, I'm proud to say that today more than 500 million smartphones this year came with wireless charging technology within. Venues are offering a managed service, just like Wi-Fi, to allow consumers to charge their phone. And the industry is talking about a $20 billion market within a few years. So again, short-term problem, I'm losing my battery in my cell phone. Long-term problem, sockets are not here to stay. Deployment through partners. Let me show you how it looks. And one last point, even Jay-Z decided to invest in this, seeing the future. So that's PowerMet. That's one case study, problem, anxiety level of consumers associated with losing battery, and also a long-term view of where energy is going to. Totally different industry, same technology team, a company by the name of WellSense. The issue is very simple. Current problem is that 60,000 Americans are dying every year from bed sore. Bed sore are terrible things that are totally preventable. Immobile patient on surfaces that are being moved in the right way can eliminate bed sores. Huge amount of cost, huge amount of pain. This company developed smart textile that you deploy on ICU beds, on operating tables. This smart textile gives the caregiver an ability to take an action in order to alleviate pressure from a patient. Started in 2009. Today it's deployed in many thousands of beds every night in the US with the key hospitals. And what we've created is really an ability for the caregiver to see what's going on and take action. So this is the metrics that we've created. Okay, so WellSense, it's one of our innovations. Today, people relate to it as smart textile, IoT device, and cloud-based system management. When we started it, we clearly wanted to give the caregiver a tool which is based on technology that allows for a effective release of pressure to prevent bed sore. The next one that I want to share with you in this short time called Ears of Water. The problem, still today, millions and millions of people cannot have access to clean water. That's a problem. Now, there have been many initiatives from sanitation, big projects to take care of this problem. We took a different angle, which was practically to look at the consumers, specifically in areas where water are not accessible, watch what people are doing today, and by doing that, design something that may work. So just to understand the idea, we clearly took a water tank that can be shipped anywhere, and the consumer needs to pump the water out the same way they're doing it for 2,000 years even. And what's going on inside the mechanism, a UV light is purifying the water, and that allows for 30,000 liters of water. Let's see some of our deployments there. Okay, I mean, my dream with regards to this company is very simple. I envision going to a community, a village someplace, and the container open with all of those water tanks. Every family is getting one, and practically this takes care of clean water immediately. And that's something that we're trying to promote. We have a lot of activities already in I think 12 countries, and already saving huge amount of families with this innovation. Again, the idea was to look at what people are doing today and provide real technology that doesn't change the way they do stuff, but rather give them an outcome that is superior because of technology. The last one I want to share with you called TOP, which is the latest baby we have. The problem we're trying to solve there is the understanding that over time the output medium of VR, AR, even VR, someone said here, are becoming richer and richer, and there is a challenge to interact, to give input method in a way that is natural and not tied down to desktop with keyboard, etc. We've created a smart textile, and we have sensors that are following what the hands are doing. The idea is to allow as much as possible a seamless interaction towards the virtual domain. The fantasy is that if you can do in the virtual domain everything you can do in the reality, it's a good thing without the need of cameras and what have you. The approach, and the reason I wanted to bring this up, is that the approach we took there is that we have a technology. It's an anti-design technology. And rather than assume what the market will adopt, we took it to Silicon Valley. We gave many consumers this little fabric, and we just let them play with it. I mean, we went in with some assumptions about what consumers will like. Clearly, what they came back with, was totally different and inspiring in some ways. and that actually helped us to direct the next play of the company, and just to show you a little bit of what's going on in Silicon Valley. And again, the notion here is that technology is meaningless without going to consumers, get a feedback, and through the product development process, get a real-time feedback. Okay, so I tried in a very short period of time to share a little bit of my own personal journey through innovation. Again, going out to consumers, identify the problem very well ahead of time, and make sure that the technology is only serving a means to an end to create a user experience that is believable. Thank you very much.